Today I'm going to be reviewing jumpsuits. They're also known as coveralls or boiler suits. It's a lot of names. Today I wanted to review some that would be a little bit more on the masculine side or having some sort of a grit or an edge. Jumpsuits are great, by the way, if you just want to get ready and you're in a rush, you've got a full outfit on. With that said, this isn't going to be the sort of outfit combinations that lead to be super feminine, which I also really appreciate, but I do have a video scheduled for that as well. And this is not sponsored or anything, I'm just giving a full review of the pieces that I felt like I would love the most, and then I will tell you guys at the very end which pieces I ended up keeping and which ones I'm going to send back. This first one is the Charlie Coverall, and the name sort of suggests this, but this definitely looks inspired by Charlie's Angels. It was fun to be able to have something that was definitely vintage and retro. Like, I could have it zipped up to the top and it's a different look than having it sort of like open like this. I loved having the belt tied as well. The fit of this really works well because this little tie in the front is going to just kind of show the natural waist. And then also the way that the pockets in the back look, they make the butt look very flattering in the way that they've designed it. This one is interesting in the fabric because it is 20% linen, the other part is cotton, so it's a good blend for this time of year, being that it's summertime. And I do think this could carry well into like early fall, and you could accessorize it differently to really make this outfit shine even then. So this next one is the tightest fitting of the bunch. It's the Lennox jumpsuit. One thing about stretchy denim is that it always feels very comfortable, but it's definitely not something that I usually gravitate toward. I'm not a skinny jeans kind of girl, and I was worried about when I got this that before I tried it on, I was like, maybe this is for someone with a more straight up and down body, maybe the curves aren't gonna work here. But I would say that because there's just a lot of stretch, like it's only 33% cotton, so it's lyocell, elastane is 2%, and then you've got viscose and polyester. So those fabrics together make for something that feels kind of like, I don't know, a superhero outfit is what it feels like I'm wearing. And I will say that it also is going to transition well for fall because I like to enjoy it with like the sleeves rolled up right now, but when we move into colder weather, this will adapt very easily by just rolling the sleeves down and having just a totally different look that way. One thing that all of these are really well at doing is making the pockets work for emphasizing parts of your body. So the way that they sort of like slant, the angles of the zippers, and just having pockets carefully placed everywhere was well done. And then also I feel like because stretchy denim is just not made to last quite as long, I did see that they cut some corners with this one as far as the stitching inside on the seams, and then also just because it is going to stretch out a lot, I don't think that they put as much effort into things like the zipper and all that. With that said, do I think that this could work for couple years? I think that it definitely could. This next one was a personal favorite of mine. It's the Motor City jumpsuit. The way that this fabric drapes and just the feel of the material itself reminds me so much of the types of things that I would always have at my art class. If you wanted to protect what you were wearing, you could just throw on one of these old shirts. And I just remember it being covered in paint, and it's been around a while. Not only that, but it actually had paint on it. And this is just one of the outfits I'm going to beat to death. I'm just gonna wear it out, then I'm gonna wear it to paint and garden and everything. So this is one of those outfits that I could wear and dress up, but I also could carry it with me for, I just plan to always have it. So a lot of you guys that know me for, followed me for a while and whatnot, I love feminine, lacy, just velvety materials and everything, but I also really like to be edgy so that it's not just one note all the time. I like to be a little bit unpredictable with that. And so having this sort of like Music City style that you would find in an old vintage shop here in Nashville it just made me excited to be able to find something that just wasn't at a vintage store, but actually something that could really work off the rack. So I am rolling it a lot on the sleeves and on the ankles, and I feel like that gives it more of a vibe. It's got so many pockets. Like, I don't know, I tried to count, I lost count of how many pockets it has. On one side it has 3 pockets, like just layered on top for no reason. And then also I just love that this is a vertical stripe. So I'm still not losing that power of looking taller by having a pattern that's gonna work for that. So I wanted to review just one short suit for you guys, and this is the CRVY Lennox short suit. It's also a romper, whatever you want to call it. So I ended up getting this one in a 2 and a 4. I wish that one of those sizes would have made the shorts just a little bit longer, but here we are. I think I'm okay with it. This one is stretchy and it is something that's elongating this line here. So I do think that it isn't necessarily making me have a longer torso, even though it's doing that, because it's going to elevate basically where that waistline is. This is very body contouring. It's the CRVY Lennox, so this one is the Lennox as well, and both of them I tried in one size up, and I definitely would recommend doing that if you're in between sizes on their size guide and all that. But I ended up going with the smaller one in both because this one just had a lot of extra room there. And then it also had a lot of rippling happening where it's just like extra fabric. With shorts you never can tell though, so I think it was good for me to be able to have both options. It's definitely a retro style. I really do appreciate the way that it is something that's exaggerating with the pockets again, and there happens to be no pockets on the back, which I don't mind that necessarily. And then also just the way that they have this solid color is going to really help too, because sometimes there could be distressing with jeans, anything denim really, and so having the lack of whiskering and stuff is going to make this look cleaner and also just not widening at all. And finally is this Marci coverall. It's in this iron black color, which is very much more worn. So when I first put this on, it just felt like I was swimming in it. And I immediately was like, nope, this one's not gonna work. What I do like about it is when I looked in the mirror, it didn't feel like that. It felt more like a loose, relaxed fit, not necessarily something that I would give up on so quickly just by the feeling. Eventually it became more like PJs and I just wanna wear it all the time. What is happening here and why I think it is more flattering than it feels, the waistline is up higher. I think by feeling alone, it feels higher than any of the other waistlines. So that's going to make my legs appear longer, and also because of how wide and long these sleeves are, it just makes the arm sort of de-emphasized. It's a very slimming look that way. And of course, because it's a button enclosure, you can sort of like button it up to wherever feels right on you for the outfit. You can button it down lower and layer underneath it with camis or tees. There were a lot of inventive ways on their website of how they sort of made outfits out of this in a really creative way. And that's it. So I'm going to show you guys on the end screen which pieces that I'm planning to keep and which ones I'll send back. Honestly, each one of these is pretty unique, so it's going to be a tough call. Be sure to let me know in the comments if you like this sort of video, and also by giving it a thumbs up. And then also, if you want another jumpsuit video coming up in the fall, just let me know. And I'll see you guys next time. Figured out a way of hiding need, put 'em into orbit. Watch 'em as the fire disappears.